Hello, family. Another recording of Soul Confessions. Confessing to you the difficulty, the fear in getting started. This is my first video that I'm creating, that I'm co-creating, I should say, with my business, Soul Tapestries. And I wanted to create this video. I'm going to create this segment within my recordings because I feel like it's important to be human in this experience. And what I mean by that is the work that I'm being called to do, right? Soul Tapestries, quantum healing, right? Psychic, medium, shaman, witch, magician, diviner, priestess, oracle. All of these labels are a part of what comes along with that healing that I'll be providing. It's all been a part of the journey to be here from this lifetime, many past lifetimes. And in all of those labels and in this journey, there's a huge, I'm not going to say huge, there's a bit of fear that's still there to put my face in front of all of those labels, to sidestep what I've already been doing, right? The question is always, what do you do? Who are you, right? Well, I'm a nurse. I'm a mother. I'm a friend. I've been a soldier, a medic, a fueler. I've been a waitress. I've been a witch. I've been a shaman. I've been a magician. I've been so many things. Delivered babies. I've held a heart in my hand. I've worked in the operating room. I've done so many things. And this one in particular, this part of the journey, Soul Tapestries, is calling me forward. Ancestor work. Dream time is very vivid. So I don't know if there's a label for that, but there's a lot going on in dream time. There's a lot of connections being made, and my ancestors called me forward. They're ready. There's ancestor work that I gotta do. And there's still more gifts, and there's still more work that's connected with all of this that I'm getting started with before I even know what that is, right? I don't even know. Soul Tapestries is an extension of me. It's a spirit. It is an entity, a divine feminine that I channel, right? And she has her own, they have their own intention for this business that I will bring forward through my vessel, through my body temple. And I don't even know what all of it pertains to, what all I'm co-creating, what all I'm bringing forward. The true faith, right? Like this journey, if you're on it and you know, this journey is not for the faint of heart, to say the least. This awakening, what are we calling this? The new agers, the woo-woo, whatever label you want to give it. It's real. It's as real as the babies I've helped deliver. It's as real as the education, the clients that I already work with. It's as real as me being here, having this conversation. And it's not for everybody. And that's fine, Everything isn't for everybody. But the challenge for some, I know for me, has been, the witch wound. That fear that, like, nothing's really, let me think about that before I lie. Yeah, not too much has really happened in this life, to cultivate the level of resistance and overanalyzing that I find myself doing and getting started with this, So, I don't know, for somebody out there who is scared shitless, who is waiting for the right time, for the right word, for the right education, now don't get me wrong, preparation is key. Preparation is real too. So I don't want to, I don't want to sidestep or act like there hasn't been preparation to get to this point, because there has. But at what point have you had enough preparation? At what point do you just have to jump out here and get started and actually put action to the plan? So I think that's the phase that I'm in. I don't think that is the phase that I'm in, and it's time to get started. And there's enough that I've done to get started and to connect with my soul family, with my soul tribe, with the people who I'm here to serve. So it's just really an invitation. One, an invitation to join me, to join me in this journey of evolution and elevation, the freeing of your soul, the healing. There's a lot going on, right? Not just right here, but on the globe, in the planet, in the cosmos, right? But for a digestible piece, just right here, right within the globe, let's say, healing's happening, purging's happening, cleansing's happening, rebalancing is happening with Mother Earth, with Gaia, with Pachamama, whatever you call her. It's happening, right? And there are beautiful souls that are contracted to leave us, right? It's a mass exodus, but it's also an opportunity for us to heal and to write our future, right? To write our future and what we want our future to look like, right? How are we going to get in harmony and in balance with Gaia, with Earth, right? How are we going to get in harmony and balance with the all? Animals, each other, the planet, country to country, color to color, creed to creed. How are we going to get in balance, right? We've had decades upon decades, centuries upon centuries of fighting and killing and living in disharmony with Earth. We're killing her, right? We're polluting the waterways and we're putting poisons in the ground, and right? Putting shit in our foods, our water, our paints, it's toxins and bullcrap all around us in every facet, our clothes, our furniture, right? And so it's a call. How does that look different, right? There's the thought that we're overpopulated. Are we, though? I think we're overpopulated. I think that we have created a system that is disproportionate and not in harmony with everything around us, right? Why are we putting poisons on our food? Why are we not just pulling the weed up? Why are we putting the poisons in the dirt, right? We got to plant our food there that we eat. Why are we putting the chemicals on our furniture and we have to inhale all of the very things that we place inside to beautify our spaces and places? These are the things, maybe you care about it, maybe you don't, but, we're all a big part of what this looks like moving forward. There's our single consciousness and there's our collective consciousness that contributes to what we are doing as an individual and what we are doing as a collective. And so this work that I'm doing, Soul Tapestries is bringing forward, is the opportunity for those who are having trouble, right, healing. Maybe you're going to the psychiatry talking about the same shit over and over, but you still feel fearful. You're still, you still are replaying that trauma over and over. You're having feelings that are not of the highest vibration. What should we be vibrating at? Love, authenticity, compassion, connection, all of the high vibe things, right? The things that make us feel good, joy, bliss. And if we're vibrating and if we're operating at anything less than that, right? Judgment, confusion, anxiety, anger, frustration, depression. If we're vibrating at any of those frequencies, we have to ask ourselves, what is going on? What stories are we telling ourselves? What are we digesting, right? And I don't mean what are we eating. I do mean what are we eating. But in addition to digestion and what are we eating, right? Look at digestion as what are we putting into the orifices of our body, the holes. If it's a hole, what are you putting into it, right? What are you listening to, right? What are you laying down with? Are you putting anything in your nose? What are you watching? All of these things are digestion as well, right? Different sound frequencies, different stories, right? Our stories we create in our mind. That's the beauty of our imagination, and what we see creates our feelings, creates our perception of what's real. And we're a bit off in those areas, right? We're being shown what to believe instead of creating what we want, right? So I think these are some of the key areas, and I'll make a video specifically on Soul Tapestries, specifically on the different tools and modalities, whether it's tools of divination, whether it's practical tools, right? All of those labels that I'm bringing my nursing into this. I'm bringing my experiences into this. I'm bringing my spirituality into this. And this is not about what you believe in. If you're a Christian, if you're Buddhist, if you're whatever you believe in, I care, but I don't care. It's not like it's the driving force of this, right? This is more heart-centered, heart-based work, right? It's about getting back to love, right? Which is, the part of Soul Tapestries, weaving love into everything. And I will take from Bashar, if any of you've heard of him, a channeler that lays out the 5 fundamental principles of getting back to doing what you love, right? That's also really important. A lot of us are waking up, we're at a 9 to 5, or we're doing things that we don't love, right? It doesn't bring us joy. We're actually just in a low vibrational state, just thinking about going to the places and spaces that we have to go to pay for our lights and to function, right? And so bringing love into it. Do you love what you do? Right? That's a place to start. Do you love who you are? Do you be loved? That's what one of my guides told me early in this journey, and I didn't understand it early because in my mind I was like, how do you love people, but how do you be love, right? Become it. And it's taken me, what is that, 2 or 3 years ago, and it's taken me a good 2 of those years to really understand, right? To understand on that. And I still believe I have more to learn on that, right? But I got a good grip on being it, right? Speaking it, right? What vibration when I'm, talking to people around me, and it's a practice, y'all. This ain't something that you just, all right, be love, speak it. It's easier said than done because there's moments, y'all, with my kiddos, with different people where, yo, that was it the angry black female comes forward, okay? So I'm not even gonna hold y'all like this is like this ain't work, because it's work. But it's a thing to really learn how to take that pause, right? And to, no matter what is being said, no matter what's being done, to like drop down into the heart center and to take a moment and to drop into love and to drop into compassion and to drop into a space of understanding and knowing that the thing that's coming at you, that's outside of you, is not you. It's not a representation even of you some of the times. Now, if you know, if you come in with that energy, then, own it. But I'm saying for those who are sitting back like, what the hell is their problem? It's not you. It's them. But do you gotta join in that with them, or do you just understand? Do you be love, right? And so a lot of the work is that, right? It's figuring out how to get into that space, how to walk in your authenticity, how to heal those thoughts that you're ruminating from, how to heal those things that have happened to you that you still allow to be a part of your story, that doesn't allow you to move forward, right? To discover the parts of you that you haven't even had time to discover, right? Because you work in the 9 to 5, right? You're in this space that you've created for yourself, and you're like, how the hell did I get here? Or maybe you know how you got there, and you're just like, this ain't it no more. But I don't know what to do. What is it that I'm supposed to do? Why do I feel this way? I don't know why I feel this way. What, all of these things that you may be having difficulty figuring out on your own. Maybe you're coming into your gifts, right? A consequence to this healing is that your gifts come online, right? Where, this space that we're going into, the woo-woo, it's coming down the pipe, y'all. We're all it. We're all it. We have a form. We have our own gifts. I'm not saying that everyone is meant to, do what I'm doing, or to be in this space channeling, or working with tools of divination, or I'm not saying that, but what I am saying is that we're all psychic, period. Like, we all have our gifts. Like, maybe you're here to be an architect, maybe you're here to birth a leader that you have to raise. Maybe you're a divine mother, a divine father. Maybe you're here to start the business that's going to connect the community. Maybe you're here to care for this new generation. Maybe you're a caregiver. I don't know. Like, fill in the blank. But do you love it? That's the key thing, right? And you can be psychic and do those things, right? And what I mean by psychic, let's, first lesson here, but I do want to keep this a confession, is if you've ever had that, I don't know how I know that, but I know it. Or your friend calls and you're like, I was just thinking about you. And here they are on your line calling you. Or what's another good one? Someone, maybe your significant other, finishes your sentence. They know what you were about to say. They know what you want before you even want it. Before you even know that you want it. Right? These are all forms of psychic gifts, right? These things we normalize. If you really think about it, how do you know that? How did they know to get that for you? How did they know that you were going to say that? How did you know that that person was going to call you or say your name or whatever the case may be, right? We write it off because it happens not that often in the totality of our day, of our 24 hours. It happens every now and then, right? So, but what if those type of situations happen all the time? Or what if they happen more than usual? That's what you'll experience, right? As you step into the thing that you love, as you forgive, accept whatever, you want to call it, as you accept the things that have happened to you and know that those things, you don't have to become those things, right? You're not the victim. You're not anything that's ever happened to you. No matter how rape, if you've been robbed, if you've been done wrong in some way, you've been sabotaged, if whatever, fill in the blank, right? It's the thing, whatever the thing is that happened to you, that's the story that you find yourself telling yourself and telling people over and over again. And it's the thing that's stopping you from becoming the greatness that you are. Those are the things, right? Maybe you just don't know. Like, you don't really have any of that going on. You just don't know what you're supposed to be doing. Those are the things that I am being called to help facilitate, right? In Soul Tapestries, intuitive energy healing business where I utilize channeling. I utilize tools of divination, so oracle cards, the tarot deck, whether it's maybe we're just talking back and forth. Maybe you have some energy in your field. Reiki, right? There's Reiki that can be done. There's stuck energy. So, yeah. Back to the confession. right? The confession is that's what I'm starting. Um, and the fear, right? The fear, the little bit of fear that's still there. And I think what I've concluded is that I just got to push through it, right? Like I just got to get started. And so I'm starting, right? And this is my declaration, right? This I'll publicize. I know the lighting's shitty, but I'm working on all that, right? But I just needed to get this out, right? I needed to speak on it. I needed to hold myself accountable. And this keeps me humble, right? Sometimes in this spiritual walk, when those gifts come online, I've processed the piece of like, of almost like a superior feeling of like, oh man, I can channel and I can do these things. Like, who am I? And it's just like, I've had to check myself, right? Like, it's not the thing that I go out and it's the thing that I've observed within myself in private, right? So it's not the lesson that I've had to to learn with another. But even if I did, right? Like sometimes, in this space, when your gifts come online and that you're doing things that are not very common right now, and I'm going to say right now because I know that we're going into a direction where it's becoming more common, and it will be becoming more common because we're healing. So, like I said, it's the natural consequence. And so, in that, this walk is not easy, right? And there are people who are going to need a place and a space and someone to hold that space for them that makes it okay, right? As those of us, right? And I'm not saying like I'm the first, because there are vets out here in the game who are doing it, right? Like as you come into this space, you'll realize there are people who have already come and gone, who are already paving the way for me to be doing what I'm doing. For those of us who are waking up, right? Waking up, to be woke, woke community, this form of it, I'll say, because I think there's many of them, but I'm talking about into your higher purpose, into your higher self, for my African spirituality, people to connect with your Ori, with your head, with your higher self, with the version of you who is on the other side of this veil, um, feeding this vessel, right? Feeding this, which may come off as, psychic, magic, mediumship, as fill in the blank. There's lots of things in that space, but yeah, this is the space that I want to hold for you. And even if that's not your goal, it's just healing. What is my goal? My goal is for people to walk in, to stand in the highest version of themselves that they can, right? If you're feeling bound for so many years, as I am awakening, as I'm remembering, right? This is a journey of remembrance. Our souls have already done this, right? We're we've made the contract before we come here. That's the thing. We come here and we pick out, these jobs. Some of us, have, we figured it out. You already knew, right? And stay true to that. But for those, who took a little detour, um, coming back to what your soul signed up for in this lifetime, there's an assignment. There's something that you agreed to do before you came here. And we're here to remember it. We're here to do it because that thing that you're here to do, not only serves you, but it serves humanity, right? If it's your highest purpose, let's say that. Um, it serves the all, right? In some form or fashion. Again, what is that? It could be anything. Anything that your heart, your soul desires, the dreams, right? The dreams, the inner child. Ooh, that healing, right? And we'll get into that in future videos. But, as children, we often know what we want, and we forget, and we lay those dreams aside. And what is the belief is that we got to grow the hell up and stop being childish. And a lot of us have um, have neglected that child within us, which is why we're in the state that we're in, and we have to connect back. I had to connect back with her. I am connecting with her, right? You have to connect to your inner little boy or inner little girl or inner whatever you identify, the thee, they, she's, thou, it's, whatever pronoun, whatever that means for you, whatever that was for you, you got to connect back with it, right? With he, her, it. You got to connect, because that is the playfulness. That is the part of us that's going to heal all of this, right? All of the fighting, the wars, the individual healing that we have to do, the collective healing. As an individual, we have to heal whatever parts of ourselves that we need to bring back, so that we can stand and step and move and be in love with all that we do. And so, with that being said, I think I'm going to do weekly. I don't know. I'm figuring it out. I'm literally figuring this out on the fly. But no, I had to give myself 24 hours. I really wanted to do this video yesterday because my dream time, my ancestors called me to the freaking carpet, y'all. Was talking mad cash, mad shit. Yeah, in the dream. And I woke up in tears, actually. It's like the inner child of me was like, damn, y'all, and it's that cry and that it's that truth, it's the truth that's hard to hear, and they're like sitting around, lounging around, like, come on, we are trying to co-create with you, and you've been dragging your damn feet for like a couple years, right? So this is my coming out. This is my declaration, where I'm calling y'all to whoever this is meant for. It's for you. If it's not meant for you, exit stage left. There's something else out there. It's a word for you. It's a healing for you. It's the thing that you need is out there. That's what I'm saying. So I'm going to make a section of soul confessions, I think is what I'm going to call it, where I get on. I'm not doing the glitz and glam. I'm actually in my pajamas right now, y'all, in my getting ready to meditate. So this is sleepy hair, fresh face. I woke up like this. Yes, I did. And still in bed, actually. But a part of how I show up is going to be, this is authentic. The glitz and glam and the makeup and the poses and look, I'm new to technology, and I don't really feel called to the hitting the pose and the lip pokes, and I'm not judging, because y'all fly as hell out there with I be like, okay, come on girl, come on king, like y'all be hitting them poses, but I don't know how to do all that, and that's not really important to me. So but what is important is that as this channel gets up and going, as the business gets up and going, as the soul work gets started, I want to be able to connect, right? Like, I want to be able to connect with the girl or the guy from the block, right? Who's in the pits and in the throes. But I also know that I'm meant to sit in the spaces and places that not many are going to go, that many are not called to be in, right? So part of my shape-shifting ability is going to be on the block, to be in the hood, but to also be in the rooms with the important decisions that have to be made, with the people who are called to do great things. And so I want to make sure that this walk stays human, right? Like, oftentimes what I've observed, right? Because I don't truly know, right? Like, for some of the people that inspire me, and some of my teachers, and some of the people that I follow that I've never met, that I'm inspired by, or that I enjoy watching, or that I just have watched just to see what's going on in the place and space. In my own journey of healing, looking at it, it seems unreachable, right? It seems like you'll never be in that room. It seems like you find yourself comparing, right? Or dropping into the space of not being worthy, right? Well, I'm not doing that. Or how do I show up, right? Like, almost like not wanting to copy, right? And so finding my own voice and finding what's authentic to me, and being shown and being told what this looks like for me, right? To be able to show up in all spaces and places. It's important to me that I remain humble, right? It's important to me that the person that I'm interacting with doesn't feel like I'm judging them, and I don't, not that they feel like it, but that I'm not judging them, right? Like, I'm not judging, right? Because I done did some things, right? Like, I could be in every other place, right? Like, and I'm talking about in the ground, locked up, I done did some things. And for those of y'all who are watching, who we've ran the streets together once upon a time, you know what I'm talking about, right? Like, I'm not here to, get into it, but I done had my rebel years, right? And so a lot of us have. So with that, I want that really to incite a level of comfort, right? A level of breaking bread, or sharing the stories of sorts that we can do, because I've been there and I've done it, right? And I have the t-shirt. So I want to bring that experience and connect in that way, even though, I've cleaned it up, right? And to do this work, I'm called to walk in integrity, right? And I have to see myself, and I have to tell myself the truth, right? Even when that shit hurts, even when I don't want to admit it, I've had to do the work, right? I've had to look at myself and say, girl, you need to get your shit together, because that is not okay, right? And I've had to do that work, and I'm doing that work, right? I'm still doing that work each day, and I don't claim to be perfect, but I am devoted and dedicated to the walk, right? Into this journey, into this space, into the healing. And I've sat with Soul Tapestries, and I've meditated on her, and with my guides, and I've made the decision to do this, to be vulnerable, to put my face and my name out in this work, in this place, and to show up, right? To say that I'm here, that I have something to say, that I have something to do, that I have something to offer. So that's what I'm doing, right? And so these confessions are going to be a word, right? I'm going to kind of feel into not only myself, but into the collective energy, right? And whatever word, whatever confession, right, that I believe that a lot of what is going to bring us together is us being vulnerable, right? A lot of people work to make shit look pretty, but that shit ain't real, right? And it's real. It's real in the sense of like, yeah, I put my makeup on and I put the outfit on and I'm looking good and I'm feeling good in that sense. But like, what's the hard shit that's happening behind it? Like, when I was crying before I put the makeup on, or when I was laying in bed not feeling like getting up to put the makeup on, like, what does that look like, right? And so that's the space that I want the confessions to that's the energy, that's the space that I want to create for those who need a word, who are in the throes, who are in the not so pretty space, right? The hard space, the perceived hard space. I'm gonna say that because it gets easier. It gets easier in the sense that you know that the challenge is for your highest good, right? And I'll say that, not that going through it is easy, because sometimes it's not. But we're getting there on this time, but this is my invitation. This is my ultimately wrapping it up. My confession is that if you're being called to start something, to do something that seems bigger than you, that seems scary as shit, that seems difficult, that your body, right, when you tap into it, your heart's beating fast, you're in tears, you're shaking, you're finding every reason that it's not time. I'm saying it's time. I'm saying for me it's time. I'm saying for you it's time. I'm saying that if you're prepared, right? If you've done the work, if you've done the class, if you've whatever the homework looks like to make you prepared, if you've done it all, then the last piece, right? That feeling that's still there that you thought is going to go away, and when it goes away, then you're ready. It's not going anywhere. It's there. It's going to stay there. And we're being called to just push through that last little bit, right? Because on the other side of it is the gift, is the thing that you're supposed to do, is the thing that you want, is the thing that's calling you and that you're calling, right? So Soul Tapestries is coming more and more into the 3D. She will be up and ready to go and to accept clients starting September. Oh my gosh, September 1st, right? September 1st. In September, I don't know. I'm gonna put the calendar and links and all the things up, and more videos to come to really talk about what it is that I'm doing, some of the healing modalities, what to expect, who is this for, more specifically. But yeah, I'm gonna end it here, and I'll see you soon.